This is a Collider.com audio interview.
You got an oldie but a goodie here, huh?
I know. Hey, it works.
Yeah, if it works, it works.
Senator Weiner is running for president, I heard. That's a topic of conversation.
What do you mean?
The guy who tweeted his dick is running for president.
That is what I heard.
Come on.
Where'd you
Someone's
read that?
taking you for
Well,
a
in
ride.
an email from my mom.
No.
You know, he's running for president.
But
Yes.
she's not like that. I mean, I don't know if anyone else Googled it, but that could be a topic of conversation.
Okay, I'll be out of your way in a second.
Yeah,
I'm
we can
grabbing
talk.
a chair.
We can talk about
We can
that.
talk
Sure.
all about him, yeah.
I'd rather talk about that. Actually. That's something I haven't really talked about.
I
very
think
much.
he'll... Isn't he a Democrat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
He's running for president of what?
I guess that's a good question. That
He's
topic.
running against Obama.
Yeah.
Oh, here we have more.
Here comes everybody, anybody.
Hi, we're gonna put you on this other side because they're looking
Far fucking out!
All right.
Right!
Over on this side because they're
I wanna
gonna
sit over
your
here.
shoulder.
Then you sit right here, right
Oh, right
next to
here.
me.
Sit over here.
Right
Sit
here, bud.
Yeah, I'm
There,
good.
Dan.
There you go.
There, pal. Right there.
All
Let
right.
the blogging
Yeah, so we're
begin.
gonna start throwing out questions.
All right.
Okay, well,
No
my
personal
first-
questions and no questions about the show.
No questions about the. Can I ask about another show?
Yeah.
Sure.
Why was is it breaking in using the same exterior
We
shots?
don't know that shit.
Ah,
As
You
Patty's
noticed.
Pub?
Patty's?
Everybody.
question.
We
Yeah.
gave him some shit about that.
we don't understand why.
We don't know why they would do something like that.
So you're not going to address the season why Christian Slater's in your basement?
No.
No.
Is he still in our basement? I feel like he's no
I
He's
feel like
longer.
he might have
He's
gotten
no
kicked
longer
out of
in
our
our
basement.
basement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was removed.
Yeah.
Forcibly.
Removed from our
We didn't have to
basement.
do anything.
Turns out the audience has wanted him out. As well.
Yeah.
I don't think they're officially canceled. I think they're
So
like
they
on the
were
bubble
using
of-
our, I don't, you know, I've never seen that thing show, so I didn't, you know, but I didn't know that. But I've seen like, you know, over the years, like really, I used to always, we just text message each other, like in the early days where you start seeing Sonny getting in, you know, like the infiltration of various and sundry things that these guys would come up with, you know,
Popping
on
up.
of the TV shows and on commercials and people trying, and you see the way it's cut and the
Yeah,
way.
but this is literally the exterior of our bar is the exterior
Right.
of their
Facility.
secret spy
But I-
facility or something.
Yeah.
Well, my girlfriend saw that and turned it off. She said she wouldn't watch it. She
Yeah.
said, I can't
That's
believe
well,
yours.
that's the price you pay. That's the price you pay for
Yeah, that's what's gonna
for
happen.
poaching exteriors.
Well, and then the other question we had is it your guys' baby in the picture that we saw in the pub?
No.
No.
God, no. Jesus.
We're
Our
not
baby
that,
will
we're
not
not
be
that
making
fucking
it.
Yeah.
dark, man.
That
Yeah.
is that is very sad.
That's just
That's just
Pretty
a,
dark.
that baby's public domain.
yeah.
But just some clip art you guys found on the computer somewhere? Just
Yeah, that baby's probably
You'd
been
have to
born
have to talk
and
to the art
died
department, but
many, many times.
We
Oh,
cut the
no.
bottom
Good
half
doughy
off
eyes.
of it, right? Because it was
Yeah.
a real baby with his dick out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Took that.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't leave the whole thing in there, I guess.
No, because we didn't want to compete with all the shit that's going on in the mainstream media.
In the Twitterverse.
Yeah.
Our baby's alive and well downstairs. Thank God. That baby on the poster. I can't
God
speak
knows.
for that baby.
Can't speak for this. Can't speak
Yeah.
to that baby's
Mm-mm. Well,
life.
health and
Is this
wellness.
season actually going to be darker?
Yeah.
yeah, it's dark.
There's some. Yeah.
There was a dark episode.
We're definitely stepping into some pretty dark territory this year.
Well, it's like it's fun. It's fun. It's fun. Fun dark.
Well,
Well,
like
you know,
dark.
it was like we did so much baby stuff last year that we were trying to figure out how to deal. Well, we weren't going to deal with the baby thing at all, and then we thought it'd be funny to put the baby thing to rest once and for all with a baby
So
funeral.
to speak.
And then, you know, just through our process, the story became something a little bit different. But originally, the idea was to do it so that Dee would stop talking about babies or doing any sort of baby thing and essentially just move on.
Yeah, wasn't it that I had postpartum?
Yeah, it was.
We thought that you did, but it was something.
It ended up being something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a chance to get knocked up again.
But I don't know. Is the season as a whole darker? I don't know if it's.
No,
Right?
no. There's just a
I mean, if you're
particularly
you
dark
know,
episode.
They're doing what they were doing
Ish.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
before.
What?
I don't know.
Danny's rambling about something.
I say so there's a chance you could get knocked up again, and that would be like, you know, then we'd have to, you know.
In real life?
Honestly, I think we would just
Let's
put you
take
in
a
the green
break.
in the green man suit this time, and just CGI,
CGI
like a
your-
normal
your
shaped
old body.
below,
My head's
rather than
sticking
have
out.
to deal with that in the writers' room again.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna make it out of Philly this year?
Yes,
You are?
We're going to Philly next week.
we're going to Jersey Shore.
You mean
Oh yeah, we're going to
Oh,
Jersey.
oh,
Shore.
out of
the
Philly,
episode,
you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, out of
Characters
Philly.
gonna make it outside
Oh
of
yeah,
Philly.
we're
Yeah.
gonna make it out of Philly.
We're
Jersey.
going to
Yeah.
Jersey Shore.
Going down the shore. Down the shore.
Going down.
Ben, I
Sure.
promise you, we worked very, very hard to create an episode where the characters go to the Jersey Shore, and it is not an episode about
Oh God.
the people from the Jersey Shore
Yeah, it will be a refreshing, different look at
the Jersey Shore itself.
yeah.
So you won't have fake tan and.
I'm not
You
saying
say
that.
that.
I'm not saying that there won't be some fake tanning going on and some bejeweled clothing.
Yeah.
But
Don't put words in our mouth.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're too
There's a little bit of
soft. They're
everything.
too easy a target to just.
it's a different
Yeah.
spin. It's a
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
spin on it. We wanted to put our spin on it.
Oh, can we talk about why he's not facing that camera?
Sure.
No,
Uh,
what exactly is?
We can talk about it, right?
Yeah.
Much like the great actors of our time, De Niro, Christian Bale.
Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando.
Although that wasn't on purpose.
No, that wasn't intentional. Rob McElhenney has intentionally gained how much weight?
50
50
pounds.
50 pounds for this season. It's been disgusting to watch him pursue this venture.
I live with it.
His
We share the same kitchen.
Yeah,
bed.
Glenn and
And
I
bed.
were a little bit on the fence about it, just for his own personal health and safety. But it has definitely made Mac a lot funnier this season.
Jolly.
Because he still thinks he has the body of an Adonis.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Well, in Mac's mind, his excuse is that he's been spending all this time building up his
Bulking up.
mass, bulking up, and putting on all this mass, and the idea being that eventually he's going to chisel it down, and he'll be this big, massive, muscular.
Well, like
Yeah,
David was created. You have to first get a slab of marble.
You need the big marble slab, and then you
Yeah.
chisel it
Slab.
down.
Yeah.
So he's the big
shit,
marble
man.
slab.
Yeah, so he's the big
Go on.
marble. So right now, next year
Just a
you'll see
big
the
fat
big,
slab.
fat marble slab, without it ever having been.
He actually is like huge now. If you see him, like you get up and show everybody.
He's fat.
He's
We're
big.
waiting.
Take
We're
a
waiting
word
for
for
the
it.
reveal. We're keeping him off camera.
I visited the other day. Went over to their house for dinner, and he was playing with the baby, and I was afraid, man. There's this big monster whale ass cuddling with the baby and tickling him and squeezing him. The kid looked like a goddamn,
Yeah.
pine nut.
I've actually
Compared
lost
to
about.
you, you really was like a
I've lost about 5 pounds since we.
Really?
Just 'cause of it. Yeah.
bitch. We're not done
I'm
yet.
trying not to.
And what's been the method for you to
Eats, eats everything.
Yeah, just eating. I was eating 5,000 calories a day,
Yeah.
which is a lot.
You've been eating a lot of these
All
super ice cream protein filled shakes that you
Every day, I drink a
Weight
huge
gainer
shake with weight
shakes.
gainer and ice cream.
that and donuts.
Donuts.
And we send them a lot of cake.
Was it just for the show or
the why of this?
another
Yeah,
role?
the reason?
Yes.
Well, I was watching it's a very popular sitcom and noticing about how the characters were getting better looking as the seasons progressed, and that I've never seen a sitcom in
No.
which the actors progressively got worse looking, which is, I think, truer to life, especially the lives that these characters lead. And a character that's always talking about putting on mass, and all he does is eat shit and drink beer, would eventually look like this. And I thought, I don't know, that'd be an interesting experiment, and it seems to be working out.
And if it's funny, are you gonna keep going in the
No.
next season?
Fuck
No.
No.
I can't. Like, my liver wouldn't be able to take it.
Our doctor
Which is
was
too
like,
bad because
okay.
it's definitely funnier.
Yeah.
I'll put it this way: when I met Rob in 2000, well, let's not talk about that. But Rob, when he first moved out to LA, weighed, I would say, probably 135 pounds.
Not that small, but like
You don't think so?
Pretty much.
100
We started
Okay,
da-
maybe 140 pounds. Now he weighs 205.
When we started dating, I was like, I really like this guy, but he's very skinny.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. He
I really
proved me
like this
wrong.
guy.
I really like this guy.
It'll be interesting to see if you can return from,
He thinks it'll drop.
I think it's gonna fall right off.
The first 20 pounds
I
will.
just have a lot of confidence in it, so.
When does the experiment stop?
When we're done shooting, so next 2 weeks.
It's pretty
And
impressive.
what are you gonna miss most?
Just the gluttony of not having to think about it, just eating whatever I want. And the drinking.
Always
Drink a
got
lot.
something in his hand. He's always eating. It's
Yeah.
like really ridiculous. You turn around, he's got a cupcake. You turn around, he's got a burrito, a chimichanga.
I'm always trying to,
whatever.
even like now I'm sucking on like a sugar
Ugh.
just to keep my blood sugar up. Just,
Yeah.
It's a full-time commitment.
Yeah, God forbid you wouldn't want to let it go.
Yeah.
But
It's gross.
it's a pretty sick
Not to
world
mention
we live in.
the longer beard and hair and the whole thing.
Ah,
The
Are there a
whole
lot of
thing's-
smells that go along with it?
No, it
Extra
smells
smells?
good. I think
Smells
it smells
good.
good.
I can't
Strong.
imagine that's true.
Yeah, it smells
Very
strong.
strong.
He smells very strong.
All right.
If you guys could insert yourself in another FX show, like they were doing that on the soap operas where they were taking the cast from like One Life to Live and throwing them in Days of Our Lives and mashing, doing it for a year.
Really?
If you could insert yourself in another FX show, which one would it be and what mayhem do you think that Sonny cast would
Shield.
Yeah.
I would love the Shield. I
Yeah.
feel like the Shield. I feel like we fit
As
right in on the
characters?
Shield.
Like our
I would do
Oh,
son,
the
son of the
Shield.
Beach.
Way better.
I think the Sonny characters show up
Son
in an
of the
episode
Beach.
of Son of the
Yeah.
Beach.
We should just do a Son of the Beach episode.
I don't think they've made a show as good since.
Yeah. I never saw that one.
No.
I know.
I feel like Vince Mackey coming into our
Vic?
Mackey, sorry, coming into our bar and
Yeah.
cracking
Arresting us.
skulls would be
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
We're talking about that. What about I know the Jackass guys are supposed to be on this year. Are they doing something?
Yeah, we had to push that episode.
Really?
Unfortunately, yeah. It was,
Just they're tough to pin down their schedules and.
no pun
That's not
intended.
why.
No, it's
That's not
because
why.
it was
You
too
can pin them
expensive.
down. You can nail them.
We wound up writing this really
They like it
amazing.
when you
I was
nail their
dodging
balls
around
to
the
the
rails.
plate. You know.
The episode itself.
Put my
The
balls
episode.
on the table, nail me down, baby.
Yeah, they were actually fine. It was the episode itself got a little bit too expensive, and we were
What were they
overreaching.
going to be
a little bit.
riding?
They wanted to put
Sorry?
a cactus up
Oh,
their
we
ass.
said they were going to ride something.
No, it
Ride
was
something?
it was
Wanted to
just
stick a
essentially
cactus
a
up
big.
their
It
ass.
was just a really big episode, and we thought instead of
Thorns
having to
are
go
really
through
big.
and, instead of having to go through and cut things out of the script, we'd rather just push it to next year, where we have the budget to do what we want.
Like we're gonna take a nice big lump, thin piece of glass, stick it up their dick and break it.
Which is expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean in the long run.
You know how much glass has gone up in the last
Get
year?
it out.
Especially shards of it.
Now, they love that shit, man.
Glass
Hot oil in
market
the
is
ears.
Glass
Glass
market.
market is.
Through the roof these
Hypothetically,
days.
which crew member would be responsible for that job?
Let's see, well, the prop person would bring the glass, special effects might be involved. You'd have to have a plant
Have some
guy for the
firemen on
cactus
set.
thing.
You know, the concept wasn't that far off. Which is that everyone pictures those guys as just maniacs who do stuff like that all the time, and they come into our bar just because they figured there'd be no one there. They get a little piece of quiet, and thinking it's a fun prank on them, we like savagely beat them to the ground, and then we get in a big nasty lawsuit with them. But,
Hmm.
but you'll have to wait till
Yeah, ask
a
us that
potential
question next
season
year.
8.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
for,
won't work out that way.
Yeah.
Now, last season, because of the pregnancy, you guys had to do a little bit more sort of serialized storytelling than you had before. What did you guys learn from that experience, and does it carry over into this season at all?
There's a little bit of serialized storytelling this year because of Rob's weight, but not a tremendous amount. I don't know. I mean, it's fun. We weren't sure exactly how we wanted. We did that when we brought Danny onto the show in season 2. We were forced to do that as well, and it was never something that we wanted to do particularly. But introducing his character forced us to do it, and I think it was actually a lot of fun. We enjoyed it. I mean, it's definitely challenging in a different way than doing what we normally do, which is each individual episode being its own thing, is challenging in a different way because you have very little time to wrap everything up. I like both styles of
I think it's
storytelling.
kind of cool to have
think it's fun.
holdovers,
Yeah.
Like even though if the show's not a direct serial thing where it's you just play back to the things that you've done in the other shows, and that's kind of fun. Where every once in a while you talk about my poor wife or she's dead, and we rejoice that, and stuff like that, so that you get the continuum of the life.
Yeah, I mean, we hadn't
That's
really
nice.
been doing that since season 2. So to do it again in season 6 was a bit of a challenge. And we definitely talked about whether or not we wanted to even do that or not. We thought about trying to hide her pregnancy. I mean, we went over a number of different things, and then eventually we decided that would be a challenge that would actually be more fun to have her be pregnant.
In Cheers, Rhea had started out with 3 kids, I think, and it's 4 kids. She started out as the character, and we had 3 kids while she was on television, Rhea and I. So she wound up with 7 kids. Every year, if you notice in that show, she's always pregnant. She hasn't got a husband. She's just always pregnant. Like the biggest tart on television. Except for
I thought she was married to
except for
Nick
D.
Tortelli.
She'll bang anybody. What?
She was married to Nick Tortelli on the show.
Yeah,
right?
but they were separate. He came over to fix the television, not her. That kind of thing.
D, we were shown your we were shown D's scuzzy sink. What's the story on that? On your sink in your bathroom? It was like the crew had just like wrecked it and it was all
the
dirty.
hell?
Was there a backstory to that?
I think
No,
he
I don't
just
think
has
we-
a dirty sink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
we
think
didn't
that
do
was.
anything in
It's
your
really
kitchen
gross.
this year.
There's not a
I'll
dirty
tell you
sink
what, the
storyline.
whole apartment's pretty gross. Apparently D is just filthy in her home
I
life.
was surprised by how many books she had.
Yeah.
She's well read.
It's all for show.
She's well read.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as you can tell from watching the show, she loves to accessorize. So lots of scarves, grandma quilts, and dirty sinks. I don't ask questions. I just thank the art department for creating a character for me.
Really dirty.
It was.
What
Why
are
is
some
it
of the big
dirty?
themes for this season that you guys tackled again?
Well, in this episode that we're shooting right now, actually, the sort of taking on, we're playing with that larger issue of just what's going on with the government and what happens with our money when we give our money to the people that we elect to decide what to do with our money. So we're sort of playing with that in this episode.
It's also paralleled with how, as a government and as people, how we communicate with one another and how,
Right.
In relationships.
in an effort to communicate, communication often breaks down.
Yeah.
Doing
And
an
it also
episode-
says nothing, too.
We're doing an episode that would be the realistic version of Pretty Woman. So Frank starts.
Oh, yeah.
Frank proposes to a prostitute, and then it's sort of the real life version of what that might look like.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like the idea. Yeah, we had an idea for Frank, deciding that he wanted to lock this one whore down, so he would continue to pay her but marry her, and then it became very funny to us, the idea of like that's kind of the plot of Pretty Woman, but but if Pretty Woman was real, what would really happen in that situation? So,
We're also
was a lot of fun.
We're also tackling media sensationalizing.
Yeah.
With 2012 coming up, we're tackling the apocalypse and superstorms and
climate change.
frenzy,
A lot of
just
that.
general frenzy.
That's really good.
We have one about a child beauty pageant.
Yeah. That's a good
Child
one.
beauty pageants.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a really.
And where does
That's-
the kid come from?
That's going to be a really fun one.
The boom.
Well, sorry, where does
no,
what?
not in general. I
Oh,
mean,
where
whose
does-
kid is this? You're putting it.
No, it's not kids, it's kids.
The
It's a
kind
whole
of
pageant.
people
Oh,
who
you guys are throwing it at the ball.
Well,
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
part of the fun of that episode. Actually, is the biggest challenge for that episode. Actually, it took us a really long time to lock into how we would do this. Was figuring out why and how these characters end up throwing a pageant, because we didn't want to just do something where it's like, oh, they decide to throw a kids pageant. That's fucking
Yeah.
ridiculous. So we had to come up with something. I don't know if I want to give away why.
Yeah,
No,
what
don't
it
give it
is.
because it's.
I think it's
It's
a good joke in the
really
opener
fun.
as to how it happens. But suffice it to say, we end up throwing a kids pageant,
See,
and
what
it's
else?
We get
pretty
involved.
outrageous.
And we get kids because the kind of parents that put their children in these situations usually.
Yeah,
You
kids
know.
pageant. Yeah. What do you need to leave our kids alone in a bar with you guys?
No problem.
Absolutely. As
Sure.
long as they have a chance of winning.
Is there a crown involved?
Is there a crown involved?
Yeah.
All right, great.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Pop
great.
those
Yes.
fake teeth in and shut up.
Yeah.
Now, who's playing the whore for his wife?
We
Alana
Alana Ubach.
Ubach.
Yeah, really nice, really good actress.
Yeah, she's great. She's
really good.
fantastic.
Kisses like a wow.
Now that you guys are this far into the run of the show, has it been a challenge to find new things to put these people through since you've done so much in all this time? Or is it still
I mean, it's season 2 was a challenge. It's always
Yeah, the
It's
challenge
always
is
a challenge.
not the challenge is not coming up with concepts or ideas for what these characters can get into. The challenge is always building a good story around it and doing it in a way that grounding it right in its own way. I mean, obviously, the universe these characters live in is obviously a little bit heightened, but a lot of the work that we do when we come up with these